Hi, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Anwar Ar-Rashidi bin Razmi. My metric number is DD 2082. And now I am going to present about my group project in BDA 31403 Manufacturing Technology in semester 1 2021 and 2022. So my group is group 4 and our project is manufacturing of wheel rim. So my group members is Muhammad Aiman bin Muhammad Suhan, Muhammad Anwar Ar-Rashidi bin Nur Razmi, Muhammad Arif Nazrin bin Muhammad Kamarul Nizam, Muhammad Hanif Afandi bin Muhammad Hariri, and Muhammad Haziq Ruzain bin Rosli. Okay, now I am going to present the introduction of this project. Okay, so first of all is the overview of this introduction. Many different alloys or metal mixtures are used to make the wheel rim, which each different metal or alloy has different properties, different specialization to make the rim. So mostly the wheels that are made today are from cast alloy, which they are created by pouring molten aluminium into a mold of a design of the rim itself. So by that way, they are more visually attractive than steel wheels and are more lightweight and steady shape. Okay, so for the project background, we have two manufacturing process of making wheel rim, which is the first one is casting manufacturing process, and the second one is forging manufacturing process. Okay, so casting is a manufacturing process in which a liquid material is usually poured into a mold which contain a hollow cavity of the desired shape and then allow the liquid to solidify. And then forging is a manufacturing process which involve the shaping of metal using localized compressive forces. Next, we go to problem statement of this project. As stated above, there are two processes of manufacturing the product, which is casting and forging. In this context, we are able to explain the detail of each process for the wheel rim, which we will give every detail of the both manufacturing process, which is casting and forging. And then for the objective of this project is to explain about manufacturing car wheel rim as detailed as it can be. So we will explain the manufacturing of the wheel rim in our project report.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Haziq Ruzain bin Rosli and my metric number is CD 20234. So I will present my part, which is chapter 2, product and parts. So first, the overview. The purpose of the car wheel rim provides a firm base on which to fit the tire. Its dimension, shape should be suitable to accommodate the particular tire required for the vehicle. Design is an important industrial activity which influences the quality of the product. And the last one, the modeling of the wheel rim is made by using SolidWorks software. Next, the dimension and the material of the product. So the dimension, we determine the dimension using American National Standard Institute (NC), but we choose in general by using International Organization of Standardization (ISO). And the process is revolving and the curvature is sketched to get the basic outer rim shape. So for the material of the wheel rim is aluminum alloy. It is because it good heat dissipation and the weight of rim is suitable. And the last one, the precision of casting of the aluminum alloy is the best way to create the product. So the summary of the chapter 2, we can easily understand the process of designing and to determine the type of material. for the product and part, which is the wheel rim itself. In this chapter, also we can conclude that the selection of material used for manufacturing the wheel rim is also important in order to satisfy the needs of the product. That's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Arif Nazrin bin Muhammad Kamarun Nizam, and I will present about the casting method used to make the wheels. So first of all, what is casting? Casting is where we melt the metal, in our case which is the aluminium, until it is molten during the casting process. In this state, it is poured into a mold where a vacuum helps to take the final shape of the product. So why we use the casting process compared to the forge process? The first one is where the casting process is faster than the forging process. The second one is the casting process is bit cheaper compared to the forging process. And lastly, the casting is easier to make. There are two types of casting. So the first one is the gravity casting, and the second one is the low pressure casting. The gravity casting is where the metal is poured into the mold and the gravity will help to fill the mold. By using this method, it will cause defects such as the porosity. By having these defects, the wheel will not have good strength and good quality. So that is why the low pressure casting is more preferable. Low pressure casting is where the metal will be pumped into the mold at high speed. It will increase the pressure, therefore the bubble formation will be prevented. The low pressure casting is common because the wheel have good strength and good quality. So that's all for me. Thank you.
Alright, so I would like to introduce myself. My name is Mamaiman. So I would like to share with you for the chapter 3, which is how we manufacture the rim wheel, which is in the method of using the forge process. So the forging process is for aluminum wheels use heat and pressure to form a part. So unlike for the cast part, the surface can be irregular. To require a machining process to get it smooth, and also hot forging is the more common on the larger, thicker parts require more movement of the material. So forging the complex part may require multiple operation with progressive dies to achieve a desired shapes. And also for the each additional steps adds to the cost of manufacturing. So there's a lot of hot forging process begin with the aluminum slugs that is heated until they become pliable. So the next is a plug is placed into the forging press, either the struck mechanical press, or we can using the hydraulic press into a form die. So the structure must be erected around the press. The grand structure produced by four items in the significant advantage. The last is portion image with the shape of the dies. This is a massive forging process generated enormous process in order to move the material.
The result and discussion. The alloys employed have to meet a range of sometimes conflicting requirements, such as a good metal mold casting properties, ability to withstand physical impact, corrosion resistance, and fatigue resistance. As a result, the wheel rim is modified in solid work. The material selection of manufacturing wheel rims is also important of this point. It is because the material is not suitable for temperature, weather, load, and so on. This will have impact on the car that wears the rim. So the aluminium is lightweight, but but it is less durable than cast iron or forged steel. In this discussion, wheel rims are also a topic of conversation for those in the automotive business as well as a car designer and technicians. They discuss the material, design and performance of several types of wheel rims as well as advice for keeping them in excellent condition and improving them. So here as we can see the application and evaluate and discuss the manufacturing process related to the sustainable element such as application, practicality, economics, social, and environment. So the application is sustainable element in this manufacturing process. Then the second one is personality, which is developing the skill of the workers. Then the economics make the industry of rims gain. Then the social, and last the environment.
Alright, so as a conclusion, is the process is producing alloy rims wheels is presented and analyzed in these studies. So the most recent research effort for developing for the manufacturing processes is discussed. So the fact that in automotive aluminum alloy casting are being investigated and reduced in order to improve the quality of the part is produced. So aluminum alloy wheel machining operation are being investigated in order to improve machining efficiency in the manufacturing process. So the rigidity of the aluminum alloy wheels is analyzed and optimized in order to improve the performance of the product produced part in actual working conditions. So the properties of alloy is already used in the manufacture of automotive wheel are being researched in order to develop a new manufactured wheel with advanced alloy. So here's the two major process that we need to manufacturing the wheels, such as the casting and also the forging. And the current objective on the purpose is developing the rims whether for the mass productions is extremely for better and precise quality of the rims are advanced produced to fill the domestic market demands. So and that's all for me. Thank you.